Yes, Hare Krishna, everyone. Let me put for recording. Yeah. So, everyone, welcome to today's class. That is chapter number 16. Yes. So, we have left with only 2 chapters. And happy Dasara to everyone. Yeah. Happy Dashami to most of you. Yeah.
Yes,
So,
Mataji.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Krishna, Mataji.
Yeah.
Dandavat
Dandavat
Pranam.
Pranam Mataji. And today is also Madhva Jayanti, Madhvacharya's birthday. Yeah, Jayanti we call it as Madhva Jayanti. So whoever is celebrating Madhva Jayanti also, a very very happy celebration. Madhvacharya, he is from the lineage which we ISKCON also from. He is from the Guru Parampara. Yeah, from Vyasa we have Madhvacharya. Hare Krishna. So happy Madhvacharya Jayanti or Madhva Jayanti. Hare Krishna, Ashish Prabhuji. Happy Dasara to you also. So yes, let's
Mataji,
start.
I've posted the link for level 2 in the
Okay.
groups.
Hari
So
bol,
those
Hari
who
bol.
want to, yes, Mataji, got it yesterday.
Yesterday. Okay. Okay, Mataji. So everyone, whoever is interested for level 2, I feel you all have to give a try for level 2 to understand Bhagavad Gita even more better. Please register and request your friends and family also to register and get the knowledge. Hare Krishna, everyone. Yes, we'll start today's class by Pranama Mantras, reciting the secret Para Pranama Mantras. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Taking the blessings of my Siksha Guru, Namanishta Dasa. Nama Om Vishnu Padhaya, Krishna Pristaya Bhutale, Srimate Jai Pataka, Swami Nitinamine, Nama Acharya Padhaya, Nitai Kripa Pradayane, Gaurakata Dhamadaya Nagara Gramatarine, Nama Om Vishnu Padhaya, Krishna Pristaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhakti Vedanta, Swami Nitinamine, Namaste Saraswate Devi, Gauravani Pracharine, Nirvishesha Shunyavadi, Pashyatya Deshatarine, Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunnitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Ena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadhamayam Dadati Swapadanitam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahaganalita Shri Vishakhanvitanshcha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhaya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So for the pleasure of Shri Shri Radha Govinda, yeah, we will start today's class. Padma Priya Mataji, yes, Chaitra Mataji is attending her. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, everyone. Yeah. So I say, for the pleasure of Shri Shri Radha Govinda, yeah, today's class or every day's class, for his pleasure. He's very, very happy. Yeah, Krishna feels the people who, yeah, know about his pastime, know about him, yeah, who talk about him. Ati Priyaha, yeah. So we are all, if anyone asks the devotees, what are you doing? We are trying to become the dearmost to Sri Krishna, yeah. So this class, as everyday's class, we are doing it for the pleasure of Shri Shri Radha Govinda. So this chapter is very, very important for us because we need to know in what state we are. Because very simple reason. We always think we are correct, isn't it? Whatever the situation is, we never consider ourselves on the wrong side, isn't it? We have so many explanation to our wrong position or taking the wrong side, but still we consider ourselves to be always right, always good. Yeah. Do you see anyone telling that I'm very bad? Do you see anyone telling that I'm a villain? No, they feel always they are right. So this chapter is an eye-opener to all of us to know whether we have divine or demonic nature. Yes, so Krishna is going to help us to understand, and he is going to tell what will happen if you have divine nature, what will happen if you are having demonic nature. Yeah, so that is a chapter number 16, Daiva Asura Sampad Vibhaga Yoga. What was the secret revealed in the last chapter? What was the secret? Anyone, can you tell me? What was the secret? If you attended the class, you'll remember. What is the secret yesterday which was revealed to us? Hari Bol. Purushottama. So the secret is from which place? From where we have the secret? Which secret was disclosed by Krishna? Yes, Preeti Mataji, very good. So from the Vedas, what we need to understand, who is Purushottama? And Krishna told to us that he is Purushottama. That is why he is celebrated in all the worlds as Purushottama. The secret was revealed to us. Yes, because all the devotees. Yes, Padma Priya Mataji. Yes, Ashish Prabhu, we are part and parcel of Sri Krishna. Yes. Mama Ivamsho Jivaloke. We are all the Amsha of Sri Krishna. Absolutely right. But the secret was, he is the Purushottama. By reading all the Vedas, you need to know who is Sri Krishna, that is Purushottama. And he revealed that for us, the devotees of the Lord, who sat down till chapter number 15, eagerly to know who Krishna is, what is our relationship. So we got the gift. And this is another very important chapter. Daiva Asura. Daiva Asura, okay, divine and demonic. Sampad Vibhaga Yoga, yeah, the nature. Yes, Mataji, long shloka.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Shri Bhagavan Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhihi Jnana Yoga Vyavastitihi Dhanam Dhamascha Yajnascha Swadhyayastapa Arjavam Ahimsa Satyam Akrodaha Tyagashantirapaishunam Daya Bhuteshvalolupvam Madhavam Achapalam Tejakshamadriti Shaucham Adroho Nati Manita Bhavanti Sampadam Devi Abhijatasya Bharata.
Hare Krishna. So we have a very long list here. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, chapter number 16, shloka 1 to 3. Fearlessness. When Krishna is there, what is fear? You should never be fear of anything because Krishna is there. He is the all-powerful, isn't it? Purification of one's existence. We are all attached to the material world and we are degrading ourselves, isn't it? By our mind, we are getting degraded. You should purify your one's existence by knowing you are the soul. Cultivation of spiritual knowledge, charity, self-control, performance of sacrifice. So we all are doing the yajna, which is prescribed for Kali Yuga. What is that? What is that? Performance of sacrifice. Are we all doing? Any idea which is the yajna for the Kali Yuga? No idea? Yes, Naveen Prabhuji. Yes, Padma Priya Mataji. Namachapa. So, performance of sacrifice, study of Vedas. Yes, austerity, simplicity, non-violence. Non-violence. Yes, Devika Mataji. Truthfulness, non-violence. I told you people yesterday, the non-violence. You are seeing the living entity suffering and you simply sit. is violence, isn't it? A person is suffering and you're not helping, means you're letting them to suffer even though you can help them. It is violence. Okay, so what you should do? Non-violence. You should show the path of liberation from this miseries, the world of miseries, that is material world. Truthfulness, freedom from anger. Difficult job, no? Yeah. Freedom from anger, renunciation of the results of your activities. Yeah. Tranquility. So whatever happens, you stay calm. Aversion to fault finding. This is the very bad habit we all have, really, isn't it? We find fault in everything and in everyone. We point it out. So you should have aversion to fault finding. What we do, we see a person, yeah, and we observe them to check what is the fault they have done, what is the fault they're going to do, or what is the fault. Even though it is small one, we'll point it out. Fault finding is not a great thing. Helping that person to come out of that fault, yeah, helping them to correct themselves is the greatest thing. Yes, you need to control it. Yeah, telling a person you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong doesn't change a person to anything better. Yeah, it's better to tell them what is right, explain them what is right, or you do what is right and tell them instead of pointing out. Yeah, compassion for all living entities, freedom from covetousness. Okay, so greed, you have very much of a desire, highly possessive, excessive greed. Gentleness, modesty, steady determination, vigor, forgiveness, fortitude, yeah, and cleanliness, yeah, and freedom from envy and from the passion for honor. So from the starting fearlessness till the passion, yeah, you should be having freedom. You should be free from the passion of honor and you should never be envious. So all these things, these are transcendental qualities, O son of Bharata, belong to godly men endowed with divine nature. So you write down all these things and you check which one do you have. Do you have any of these characteristics? If you have them, then you are of divine nature. You're a person who is having divine nature. How much do you have? Any idea? How much do you think you have? Too much? All of them? Do we have all of them? 60-40%. My God, great Prabhuji, Naveen Prabhuji. 60-40% means you're very, very good. Yeah, because in Kali Yuga to have all these characteristics is difficult, but we all can try to have it. Yeah, to a certain degree, we can try to have it. Yeah, because we are continuously in the mode of material nature and we get disturbed, we pulled. So people used to tell to Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Maya is very strong. I'm not able to do bhakti. When I sit for chanting, my mind gets attracted to see TV or see mobile, to talk to friends, yeah, to think something or plan something. Yeah, something like that. So Prabhupada is telling to all his devotee, Maya is not strong. Your devotion service is not strong. Your faith in Krishna is not strong. Yeah, we all can cultivate this one and we can excel in these qualities if we practice. Yes. Then comes the opposite. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Dambo dharpo vimanascha parusyam eva cha
Jnanam chabi jatasya partha sampadam asurim. Mataji, I
abhishya pata
Ah.
sampadam. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. I think there was some glitch because of internet.
Network issue.
Yeah. So here, the opposite. Arrogance, pride, anger, conceit means excessive pride, harshness, and ignorance. Dambo, darpa, abhimana, krodha, parushyam means or very, 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 yeah, like I am only great. I only have everything. Yeah, excessive pride. These qualities belong to those of demonic nature. What is this? To be divine, we should have all those qualities. And for being a demon, having a demonic nature, how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just 6. So that's why they tell, no, to become a good person, it is difficult. To become bad, it's very easy. Yeah. So we know that, we have anger. All of us have anger. Yeah. Sometimes we'll have pride. If I do service to Krishna very nicely, and we'll have that pride. Oh, I did devotional service so nicely. Yeah. You have that kind of pride. Yeah. Arrogance. Yes. Do you think devotees will have anger? Can devotees have anger? Can we have anger? Is it possible? Or we should never get angry? No, we can be angry. When the devotees of the Lord are blessed, or the Lords are blessed, we have all rights to get anger on them. But see, everything should be used for the pleasure of Sri Krishna. Arjuna fought in the battlefield. He cannot smile and fight, isn't it? He cannot smile and fight. He should get angry, isn't it? He should get angry and he should fight, correct? But that anger is for doing his duty. It's a part of his duty as a service to the Lord. But you have all these things for your self-satisfaction, to please your senses, then you are of demonic nature. Please check it out. Both divine nature and demonic nature, all of them are in us. All of them are in us. We can develop any of this. Demonic nature or divine nature, we can develop any of these qualities. We all are eligible because this is all in Krishna. So we are part and parcel of Krishna. Everything in us, in him. So everything will be in us also. Yes, I can be fearless. I can also be arrogant. Isn't it? Yeah. So what we should do? We should choose. We should choose which one? The divine natures, and try to develop them and be situated in divine nature. We also have all this demonic nature. We should try to reduce them. Yeah, the influence of these characteristics on our body should be reduced. We should not develop anger. We should not have arrogance. Yes, we should never have pride. For what we are having pride? We don't have anything in our name. Whatever is today in our name, tomorrow it will be someone's. Yeah, as I always tell, this body, what we think is ours, itself is not ours. We're not going to take it anywhere. It is not listening to me at all. And my finger is cut, I'll tell my finger, get cured immediately. I cannot bear the pain. It doesn't listen to me. My own body doesn't listen to me. And what pride we have. False pride. Yes. So please do not have demonic nature. Try to control these things. So as you see, becoming a demon is very easy. Just develop these characteristics. That's it. You practice this regularly. Practice regularly getting arrogant. Regularly, you get very much pride about your activities, your family, your land, your place, etc., etc. Anger, even for small thing, you get anger, and you will be restless. If something is not happening to you, something which is not comfortable to you, yeah, something is not pleasing to you, then only we'll get anger, isn't it? Some people, if they don't listen to us, we get angry on them also. The reason is they're not listening to us, isn't it? Yeah, it's not required. It's not required. So you need to practice. Yes. So further, Krishna is going to help us how to understand demonic and the divine nature. What will happen if we develop demonic nature? What will happen? We are in divine nature. So the transcendental qualities are conducive to liberation, whereas the demonic qualities make for bondage. So if you have those 6 demonic qualities in you, then we are bound to the material world. We will be in this material world itself. But if you have the transcendental qualities, what Krishna explained in Shloka number 1 to 3, that is, you have divine qualities, then what happens? You can be liberated. So do not worry, O son of Pandu, for you are born with the divine qualities. So there is another reason for us to know Arjuna had divine qualities. That is why he deserved knowing this very beautiful instruction by Krishna himself. So if you have divine qualities, you can sit till this chapter and listen to Krishna's instructions. If you don't have, you can't come. After chapter 3, you can't even make it. You can't even make it. Yes. Oh, son of Prita, in this world, there are two kinds of created beings. One is called the divine and the other is demonic. I've already explained to you at the length the divine qualities. Yeah, he has given full detail starting from fearlessness. Yeah, he started everything. So do one thing, you write down all those qualities what Krishna has said. Yeah, and every day you check whether you are able to develop those qualities, and demonic qualities, whether you're able to suppress it. Yes. So Krishna is telling, I've already explained to you at length the divine qualities. Now hear from me of the demonic. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Pravrittim cha nivrittim cha janana vidurasuraha na saucham na pichacharaha na satyam teshu vidyate.
Hare Krishna. So those who are demonic do not know what is to be done and what is not to be done. Reason is they don't have knowledge. They're not wise. They are not intelligent. What they're all the slaves of the body, the senses. They don't know. They don't have knowledge means they don't know who they are. They don't know their soul. And we already know by Krishna that the soul is superior to the intelligence. It is superior to the mind. It is superior to all the senses. And it is superior to this gross body. But who don't have this knowledge, the divine knowledge, they think this body is superior and senses are superior. The mind is superior. The intelligence is not superior. Soul, it is not at all there. They don't consider their soul. They consider themselves as the body. So they don't know what is to be done and what is not to be done. Neither cleanliness, pavitram, nor proper behavior. Nor truth is found in them. If they have knowledge, then only they'll know what is truth. No, nothing. No cleanliness. So the devotees of the Lord are clean inside out. Out, they always take bath. Yeah, keep your body clean from outside. Inside, how do you clean yourself? How do you clean yourself? Inside means you're cleaning the soul. The soul is covered by the layer of lust, which is our enemy. Yes, it is covered. Remember, we discussed that as the fire is covered by smoke, as the mirror is covered by dust, as the the womb, the infant, the baby is covered in the mother's womb. Like that, we are covered in the lust. How do you cleanse? Yes, Ashish Prabhu. Inside cleansing is by chanting. So inside out, a devotee is always clean. What about these people? They're not clean. Their mind is always dirty. The thoughts are dirty. They think everything bad. Yes, neither cleanliness nor proper behavior. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Asatyam apratishtamti jagatahuranishparam aparaspara sambhutam kim manye kamahaitukam.
Hare Krishna. Padma Priya Mataji, how do we deal with these people? Just wait, Krishna will tell how he deals with these people. Yeah, we'll understand that part, Mataji. Asatyam. They say that this world is unreal. There is nothing like universe. There is no world. Everything is just imaginary. That there is no foundation and there is no God in control. You see some sciences, some theories are there. They proposed it, telling that everything happened like that only, just like that. There is no one who is controlling or no one is doing. Everything happened as such. Like it's a kind of magic. It came into existence like that only. Yeah, so that there is no God in control. They don't think there is a creator. There is one person who's controlling all this. They don't think about it. So it is, this entire world is produced of sex desire and has no cause other than lust. So you see, most of them, they will tell, how long we'll be alive, we don't know, isn't it? Till then, enjoy nicely. Yeah, enjoy nicely. This is what their aim of life is. Just enjoy. Eat whatever you like, sleep whenever you want, get up whenever you want, do whatever you want. Don't bother whether other person is getting affected or the other living entity is getting affected. Don't worry. If it is pleasing for you, if you are happy, do. Lust, everything. You want to buy a mobile, you don't have money, don't worry. Take a loan, buy a mobile. Because we don't know, no, we'll be alive tomorrow or not. You should enjoy. Yeah. Lust. Take it, enjoy it. There are so many of us. All are in EMIs. Nothing belongs to us. Most of them have this characteristics, isn't it? You get easily the loan. You take everything in EMI. By that time, for example, there are many cases. The phone is broken or the phone is not working, but you still are paying that EMI for that phone. Isn't it? This is very practical thing which we see in this material world. So what is the only cause for all these things? Yeah, nothing, lust only. So it is produced by sex desire. I have a sex desire, then only this entire world is having so many people. If there was no desire for sex, then there were no people, then there is no world at all. That is what they think. That is what they say. Following such conclusions, the demonic, who are lost to themselves and who have no intelligence, engage in unbeneficial, horrible works meant to destroy the world. They want to have pride. They are arrogant. They have anger, isn't it? Yeah, this ignorance is there. My family is safe enough. I am safe enough. I am getting done. My country is safe enough. Yeah, ignorance. Yeah, if I am fine, fine. My family is happy, happy. What about other things? But Krishna teaches us what? What does he tell? Can we ignore other living entities? What does he say? Is he partial? Is it tell only these people can approach me, others cannot come to me? No, he gives to everyone the equal chance. Everyone the equal chance. And he tells a real yogi sees everyone equal. So when we see everyone equal, there is no discrimination. If I am not happy, all are unhappy. If their happiness is my happiness, their sorrow is my sorrow. Yes, he's equal to everyone. He wants his devotee to see everyone equal. That is why we don't separate ourselves from country, city, language. No. Vasudeva Kutumbakam. The entire world we call, the entire universe we call it as Vasudeva Kutumbakam. We all belong to same family because we are from Sri Krishna. We are part and parcel of Sri Krishna. How can you tell that this pig is not related to me, that worm or a germ is not related to me? No, we all are related to Sri Krishna. We are all the part and parcel of Sri Krishna. But what happens to people who are demonic? They don't see that. To keep themselves safe, to keep themselves always in pleasure, happiness, they do all horrible works which is meant to destroy the world. The demonic, taking shelter of insatiable lust, pride, and false prestige, and being thus illusioned, are always sworn to unclean work, attracted by impermanent. They believe that to gratify the senses unto the end of life is the prime necessity of human civilization. This is what most of us are following. We are always thinking that how to please our senses. If you live for 3 days, enjoy happily and live. Please your senses like anything. But the same peace you can get by following what instructions Krishna has given. No, we are all back of the impermanent thing. We are all back of the things which are not permanent in this material world. Yes, and we are gratifying our senses. We're not pleasing the senses of Sri Krishna. We are pleasing our senses. Thus, there is no end to their anxiety, because everything is not permanent here. All are temporary. What is happening? You will have an anxiety. If you don't get the thing which you are lusting over, you will have anxiety. Why I'm not getting, when I'm going to get. Once you get it, again you have anxiety. What if I lose it? What if someone steals this? You're completely in anxiety. Yes. When it is destroyed, again anxiety. Why did I get lose it? Why did it get destroyed? Now what will I do? How will I replace it? Yeah, complete anxiety. Being bound by hundreds and thousands of desires, by lust and anger, they secure money by illegal means for sense gratification. So the main objectives of all these people: illicit relationship, bodily pleasure they want, lust on the opposite gender or the same gender, gambling, they want to make lot of money by cheating, meat eating, they want to just please their tongue, they just want taste. They just want taste. You can eat any food, you get energy, you get the proteins, you get all the carbohydrates or whatever nutrients we need to our body. Doesn't mean you get from only from meat, not at all. If you see, there are famous personalities, yeah, in Jagannath Ratha Yatra. There are the brothers, two important brothers. You should see their body. They are bodybuilders and they're pure vegetarians. They eat sattvic ahar. They're called bodyguards of Jagannath. You can search it out in the internet. You can see the pictures. Yeah, so beautifully their body is built, and they are eating sattvic food. Yeah, but why we eat all kind of food? Only to please our tongue. Yeah, make ourselves the dishes which are very tasty. Whether it is healthy or not, that is secondary. It should be tasty. And intoxication, all kind of toxic things we are putting into our body to please our body, to enjoy that happiness, to enjoy that pleasure. So that is why the devotees of Sri Krishna, and in ISKCON, we have 4 regulative principles. We should never have illicit sex relationship. Yeah, that is, whomever you marry, you're going to have sex with them to have a child. Yes, and we never gamble. Yeah, cheating is not allowed. Yes, intoxication, we don't drink any of the alcohol, we don't consume drugs. Yeah, and meat eating, we don't harm other things. And you know, living beings are all living beings. Vegetables, fruits are also living. Yeah, you're going to hurt them also. But Krishna has said, patram pushpam palam toyam. He told these things can be offered to me. And he said, my devotees offer this food to me, and that food has taken as prasadam, doesn't have sin. Yeah, if you cut a vegetable and you eat it, it is again a sin. But Krishna has told us you should offer it to him and eat it. Whatever you do it as a service to me. If you're eating, do it as a service to me. Krishna did not tell us, please give me one egg, half-boiled egg, little bit of chicken, fish. He didn't ask. He would have asked, no? He would have asked all these things. Okay, you cannot give a leaf, fruit, flour, or water, little bit of water. It's okay, no worries. Give little bit of alcohol, give little bit of fish or chicken or whatever. Yeah, at least egg you give me. He didn't ask it, isn't it? It means we're not supposed to consume them. Whatever he has said, that only we have to follow. So these are the 4 pillars of dharma. 4 pillars of dharma, and we have to follow it. If we don't follow, we fall down to this demonic nature. And you can see this demonic person, every sense of them, the touch inside the soul, yeah, and you see their eyes, nose, tongue, everything is pulled towards the material world for sense gratification. And you see the expression of the soul, it is shocked. You remember the 5 horses? They are going in all the direction. What will happen to the person who's sitting on the chariot? That is the body. He will be in this shock itself. In this shock itself. That is the nature of demons. So the demonic person thinks, so much wealth do I have today? I will gain more according to my schemes. So much is mine now, and it will increase in the future more and more. He is my enemy, and I have killed him, and my other enemy will also be killed. I'm the Lord of everything. I am the enjoyer. I am perfect, powerful, and happy. I am the richest man, surrounded by aristocratic relatives. There is none so powerful and happy as I am. I shall perform sacrifices, I shall give some charity, and thus I shall rejoice. In this way, such persons are deluded by ignorance. So you can see there are great personalities like Hiranyakashipu, yeah, Kamsa, and Ravana. They have all this quality. They showed all this kind of characteristics in their life. They think they are very, very powerful. Hiranyakashipu thought like that. Yeah, when the Vani said that you will be killed by the 8th son of your sister, he did not even think Kamsa. He immediately pulled the hair of his own sister. At to what time? The time when it was for happiness, enjoyment, and celebration. He didn't bother. Yeah, he just wanted to kill because his enemy will be born. Who is his enemy? Ate the baby of his own sister. That is going to kill him. Enemy, I'll kill you now itself. And he killed all the child. Yeah, all 7 were killed. 8th he could not do. Yeah, he could not do. And Ravana, what he did, he had a wife. He had a good family. Still, he wanted another person's wife as his wife. Yeah, and he was thinking, oh, I'm very happy person, I'm very powerful person, I have the Atmalinga of Shiva, I'm very, very powerful. And what they do charity. Yeah, this Hiranyakashipu, they took care of all the demons in his kingdom. Even Kamsa was also king. He was doing some charity, and everyone, oh, they're good. They're doing all charity. They are doing right thing. They're all great people. We think, no, they are not great. Yes. So Krishna is telling us, thus perplexed by various anxieties and bound by a network of illusion, one becomes too strongly attached to sense enjoyment and falls down into hell. Yeah, so you can see Aneka Chitta Vibharanta means they have got disturbed mentally because they have all such thoughts. All just that kind of thoughts. Kama, Bhogeshu. They have too much of desires. They want to enjoy Bhogeshu. They want to enjoy everything for them. So what will happen? Narake, they will all fall to the hell. So if you drink, you are taking all toxic components to your body. What happens? They will pour the hot molten metal to your mouth. That is a punishment in the hell. Yeah. If you have illicit sex then having with your partner you have married, other than that you would have sex for your sense pleasure, bodily pleasure. They will make you to hug a opposite gender body which is made up of metal, and it is very red hot. Yeah, and you're gambling, so you are gambling by giving this, that, or something in the game, isn't it? So they cut down your body parts with the hot metal. Yeah, and if you're meat eating, how we put all the animal bodies and we cook it and we do fry, etc., etc. Similarly, our body will be cooked in the hot oil. Yes, so this is what the punishment we have for all activities we do. So what happens? You cannot escape from it. So you have to take birth again. You have to go to hellish planets again. Yes. So that is why the devotees have said to be away from toxic things, not to have sex, illicit sex, not sex, illicit sex, and should never do gambling and never eat meat. Yeah, these are the 4 principles, 4 regulative principles of devotees of Sri Krishna. They follow it. Bewildered by false ego, strength, pride, lust, and anger, the demon becomes envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They have so much of money, they have so much of power, there are people following them. What will happen? First of all, they don't believe there is God, there is a creator. They think this everything is because of lust and sex desire. And what they think, if someone is telling there is God, they'll tell, what is God? You sit in front of him and chant, nothing is going to happen. You support me. Yeah, you follow me. I will give you all necessity. There is a type of, a system of government or leaders. whoever were going to the church, they were telling it some. So if you go to church and pray, you will not get bread and butter. You follow us. You support our government, bring us to the ruling. We will provide you bread and butter. Praying to the Lord will not get you bread and butter. That is how these demonic people think. So they will be envious of Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is situated in his own body and in the bodies of others, and blames against the real religion. So this is the beautiful picture. Anyone knows who is this person? His head was cut by Krishna Sudarshana Chakra in the assembly. Yeah, where you can see Narada Muni is there and all the people are there. Yeah, what happened? This is a situation wherein they were praising Sri Krishna. They were praising Sri Krishna that he is great, he is the God. Yeah, he's the greatest of all. But this person came and he said, no, he's nothing. I'm more powerful than him. Yes, all got it right. Shishupala, Hashish Prabhu, Naveen Prabhu, Jaya Mataji, Rekha Mataji, Shishupala. Shishupala's mother knew already that her son will be killed by Krishna only. Okay. So what she planned? Motherly love, no. Blind love. Yeah. Whether your son is good or bad, no. Your mother, he is son. Khalas. Finished. No other understanding. So what she did, she went to Sri Krishna and begged. See, my dear Krishna, if my son does a mistake, please forgive him. How many mistakes? 100 offenses if he does. 100 offenses also, you should forgive him. You should never take any action against my son. And Krishna is intelligent. He is not like us. We think we are intelligent. He thinks more than us because he knows everything. Our memory is very less. Our intelligence is just a minute as ant, not even ant. You can take amoeba, a nanoparticle. Krishna's energy, Krishna's intelligence is more than us. You can't compare. So what happened? Shishupala did 100 offenses. Krishna did not say anything. He did not do anything. 101 offense he did. Just he left a Sudarshana Chakra in front of everyone. It cut the head of Shishupala and Shishupala was dead. Similarly, we are given so much chances by Krishna. Bhagavad Gita is available for everyone. You all can chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Krishna is not restricting to this people, that people, all are allowed. You people ask me the question, Mataji, whoever did all sin till today, can they immediately become devotees? How is it possible? Krishna is giving chance. He told whatever your position is there, if you start devotional service, he should be considered as the divine person because he know what is the truth. He know who Krishna is and they are doing devotional service. Krishna is giving all that facilities to us and still we are ignoring. Still we are ignoring because we are envious of Krishna. Why should I worship him? All should worship me. He is not powerful. I am powerful. Why should I please his senses? I will please my senses. So indirectly, we are all blaspheming the religion, the real religion. So we have a beautiful pastime. So here you can understand Maharaja Daksha Prajapati, yeah, his daughter Sati was married to Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is not a normal demigod or a simple demigod or just a demigod. No, not at all. He is very, very, very great. Yeah. So in the Shastra, it is there said that Krishna is milk and Shiva is curd. Milk and curd both are same. Slight difference, that's all. Milk is not fermented, curd is fermented. That's all. He's so powerful. No one can degrade Lord Shiva. No one can talk ill about Lord Shiva. If you want to be devotee to Sri Krishna, then Krishna tells her, he will be pleased when you worship his devotees, devotees, devotees. His servant, servant, servant. If you serve his servant, servant, his servant, servant like that, he'll be very much pleased. Yeah. So what happened? This Daksha Prajapati, he was not okay. He did not have good relationship with Lord Shiva. There is a series of incidents which happened for him to have such kind of feeling. But at last it ended that Prajapati was having too much of pride, arrogance, anger, and he was tough towards Shiva and ignorant about his power, Lord Shiva's power. Okay. So what happened? He wanted to perform a yagna and all the yagna pala would be offered to Lord Vishnu. But whenever you do like that, Lord Brahma should be there, Lord Shiva also should be there in presence of them. But this person, he did not like Lord Shiva. He did not invite Lord Shiva at all to this yajna, whereas all others were invited except Lord Shiva. So this was, informed to Ma Sati, Lord Shiva's wife, daughter of Prajapati. And she understood that my father is doing such a yagna, and when yagna is performed, all should be present there. So she thought like, I will go. So Lord Shiva, he knows what will happen. Yeah. He said, don't go. You're not invited. It is not right to be there when you're not invited, because invitation was not given to Lord Shiva nor Mother Sati. So she had that fatherly attachment, parental attachment, isn't it? She goes there. Even after Lord Shiva stopped her, she'll go. And once she approached that assembly, she saw that she was not welcomed by anyone. And she had realized that her husband had stopped. And I came here after, not listening to my husband. And this is what I'm getting. What? No one approached her. No one welcomed her. No one was given respect, including her father. So because of that pain and anger, she will put herself into fire. Okay. This matter reaches Lord Shiva. Yes, there are people who are supporting Lord Shiva. They all try to create a mess. But what happened? Bhrigu Maharaj, Bhrigu, that is the Rishi, he kills all of them. Then what happens? Lord Shiva will come running. His wife, lovely wife, she was put into such pain. How can he sit simply? So he comes. He's known for destroying everything. He's a destroyer. He has so much of power. He was so angry. He just pulls one air from his that full bunch of that beautiful hair. He just pulls one single strands of air and he puts it down. A demon, very tall and very, very vigorous, very dangerous, very powerful demon comes, and he will clean off that entire assembly. He'll hurt everyone, he'll injure everyone. He killed many, many people there. And then it happened that he chopped the head of the Daksha Prajapati. And this Daksha Prajapati went and begged Brahma what to do. And he told, please, Shiva is the one. You need to calm down, and you should know that you had pride and ignorance against whom? Ignorance against whom? The greatest, the Lord Shiva. How can you do it? Not possible. So he begged Lord Shiva to forgive. So what happened? He got this goat head. His head was chopped, no? They put the goat head to him. The Lord Shiva gave goat head to him. So please understand, we are not in any position. We are all in the same. And demigods are not in our position. They are very, very superior. We need to respect all the demigods. We need to offer obeisances. We don't have any rights to see them low. Lord Shiva is the greatest Vaishnava. He is the greatest of greatest. If you worship him, Krishna will be very, very pleased. Very, very pleased. But we should know you should not have pride, anger, ignorance. This is what is demonic nature. And this is one of the best example for demonic nature. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Tanaham dvishta kruran samsareshu naradhaman Shityam yajashrama shubhan ashure viva yonishu.
Hare Krishna. Those who are envious and mischievous, who are the lowest among men, are cast by me into the ocean of material existence, into various demonic species of life. Padma Priya Mataji asked, how should we deal with them? Krishna is telling us here how he deals with these kind of people. Cast by me into the ocean of material existence. So we all took birth in material world because we were envious of Krishna. We were very mischievous. So we are lowest among, we don't have intelligence. We are manda buddhi. We think material world is the place of enjoyment. We have not seen the real world, isn't it? So we are all put into this material existence, into various demonic species of life. So we should not be envious of Krishna. That is what the answer is. Yes, Mataji.
आसुरीन्योनिमापन्ना जन्मनि जन्मनि माम प्राप्यैव कौन्तेय ततो यान्त्यधमां गतिम्.
Hare Krishna. Attaining repeated birth. Janmani, Janmani. Attaining repeated birth amongst the species of demonic life. Such person can never approach me. Gradually they sink down to the most abominable type of existence. Bhagavad Gita classes are free. Please come. Yeah, we will explain as simple as possible. Please come. Just 1 hour class out of your 24 hours, give 1 hour. They don't come. Reason? They're envious of Krishna. And what will happen because of this? They're going to take birth again and again and again and again, back to back year only. And they will be existing in the abominable type of existence, which is not going to give them any kind of, permanent pleasure. They're always in the desires. In that only they'll feel happiness. And they're completely enjoying. They feel themselves superior. They'll have the pride. Yeah, that is why you see some people, you tell them, Krishna, Prabhupada will always tell, I am telling everyone to chant, chant, chant. People say, I can't. Yes, we do so many activities, we do so many things. A simple thing we are not able to chant because we are envious of Krishna. We want to enjoy this material world. Yes, okay, you're desiring that, Krishna is going to give us. You desire to serve Krishna, you'll go. Becoming a devotee of Sri Krishna, very difficult. Yeah, you ask anything to Krishna, any material desire, he will give you. You want to become a devotee to Krishna? Very difficult. Because he has so much, isn't it? We have to follow all these things. We have to control our mind, we have to control our senses. But once you decide everything and surrender to Krishna, it's an easy path. It's an easy path. But you are devotee of Sri Krishna and you get anger. You want to satisfy your senses. Again, you will fall down. Please note, we all were in Goloka Vrindavan with Sri Krishna. It's a permanent place. We were there, and once people go there, they are not going to return to this material world. Why did we come to material world? Because we had a desire to enjoy. We wanted to see the material world. We did not want it to be in association of Sri Krishna. We were envious of Sri Krishna. No, let me go. I don't want to be in your control. Mama, leave me. I will go. Father, leave me. Don't hold my hand. I am no more small. I have all intelligence. I will go on the road by myself. That is what we did to Sri Krishna. And that is why we all are in this material world. Once your desires are completely out from your mind, you have no desires, then there is no reason for us to stay in this material world. There is no reason for our existence in this material world. We will all go to Sri Krishna. Yes, we will all go to Sri Krishna. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Trividam narakasyedam dvaram nashanamatsmanah kama krodhastatha lobah tasmadetam trayam tyajet.
Hare Krishna. There are 3 gates, Trividham, Naraka, leading to the hell. Dwaram, the 3 doors or the gates. Nashanam Atmanha, which destroys the Atma, that is the soul. What is that? Kama, Krodha, Tata, Lobha. There are 3 gates leading to this hell: lust, anger, and greed. Every sane man should give these up, for they lead to the degradation of soul. Yes, what is degrading us? These 3 important things: lust, anger, and greed. So if you want to go to Sri Krishna, you want to go to Goloka Vrindavan, you want to do devotional service to Krishna, you want to have divine nature, then you should not have lust, anger, greed. You have any one of this, then for sure we are going to hell, because this is the eligibility to go to hell. Yes. Do you think we have anger? Yes, we have anger. Do we have lust? Yes, we have lust. Do we have greed? Yes. It means we are all eligible to go to the hell. but we need to practice to suppress it. Yeah, gradually we can get rid of it. The anger you can use to protect the devotees. If you are a Kshatriya, you can use that anger to do your dharma. Use the anger. How we use our senses to please Krishna, use all the characteristics to please Sri Krishna. Yeah. If not, what will happen? We degrade our soul to where? To the hellish planets, to the material world. So please understand, there is too much of rush in these three gates. Yeah, too much of rush. If you want to go to hell, there is very big queue because all have this lust, anger, and greed. Don't go there. You need to wait in a long queue to go to hell. And after getting into hell, severe punishment. The body we get when we go to hell, it is how the body nature is. If you prick a pin right now on your body, whatever the pain you get, the body what we get when you go to hell, the same pain will be 1,000 times more for us. Yeah, that kind of body we will get. Yeah. So first of all, it's a rush there because many people are in this category. Yeah, they will reach there. And second, it's very painful place. It's very, very painful. Yeah. Why to go to such kind of condition where there is lot of rush? Come to the other side. The population is less, devotees are less, population is less, very few want to go to Sri Krishna, isn't it? Freely you can go, and once you go through that gate, that is the heavenly, then to the Goloka Vrindavan, yeah, what happens? The rush is less, and you're welcomed by Krishna himself, and you will be very happy there. Yes, choose your destination. Choose your destination. So what is happening? We are degrading our soul. Why? Greed, pride, false prestige, anger, ignorance, envy, lust. So it's pulling us down. So this is our soul. These things are pulling us down. Krishna is telling the man who has escaped these three gates of hell, that is lust, greed, and anger, O son of Kunti, performs acts conducive to self-realization and gradually attains the supreme destination. So what we should do? We should not go to that gates which lead to hell. We should go up. We should not go down. We should go up. So that is by accepting a spiritual master, by studying the Vedas, austerity, sense control, and spiritual knowledge, we will reach Sri Krishna. We will reach Sri Krishna. So you choose your path. Whether you will turn this side, that is upside, or you will fall down. That is the free will, the little freedom Krishna has given to us to choose, which we are misusing and trying to dwell in this material world itself. Please choose your path. Either you want to approach Sri Krishna, you go to Krishna, or you want to be in this material world. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Krishna. Yashastravidhim utrajya vartate kamakaratah na sa siddhim avapnoti na sukam na param gatim.
Hare Krishna. But he who discards scriptural injunctions and acts according to his own whims attains neither perfection nor happiness nor the supreme destination. Scriptural injunctions, like they don't want to understand Vedas, they don't want to read the Shastras, they don't want to read Bhagavad Gita, they don't want to listen to any instructions, they want to do however they like, whatever pleases, they will do it. So by doing that, they will not get perfection, they will never get happiness, and they will never reach the supreme destination. Very clear, very clear, very clear. So you don't have daya, you eat meat, yeah, you don't have cleanliness, so you have illicit sex, yeah, you don't have truthfulness, gambling, you don't do austerities, then you are completely, completely you are drowning in this toxic components. Yeah, if you do, because this is never suggested to us in the Shastras, never suggested to us in the Vedas. These are the 4 pillars of Dharma. Any one falls down, the Dharma is gone. That is why the devotees in ISKCON, whoever wants to take initiation, who want to develop their devotional service, they all have to follow these 4 regulative principles to achieve, or to gradually develop an devotional service, to be attached to Sri Krishna. You cannot do this by sense gratification, your sense gratification. Okay, that is very, very important. Yes, Mataji, the last sloka.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Tasmat Shastram para pramanam te karya vyavastito jnatva shastra vidhanoktam karma kartum iharasi. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So one should understand what is duty and what is not duty by the regulations of the scriptures. So you don't know what is duty and what is not duty. So you should read the scriptures and understand. For that, what you should do, you should approach a spiritual master. He knows the truth, so he will help you. Yeah. No, Mataji, no one said to me to read Bhagavad Gita. No one read Bhagavad Gita in my family. Why I should read Bhagavad Gita? No one had a guru in my family. My friends don't have guru. Why should I do it? Then no worries. We all will be in this material world. If you want to know what is the duty, what is the thing which you should do and what you should not do, then you should read the regulations of the scriptures. Knowing such rules and regulation, one should act. You know Bhagavad Gita, I know all the shlokas, I have attended the classes, I know what Krishna has said, but you are not following it. What is the use? You just have the knowledge, but you are not put into action. So Krishna is clearly mentioning it. One should act so that he may gradually be elevated. You see all the YouTube videos to how to swim, or you see all the YouTube videos or any book or something you read to understand how to prepare a cake. Until unless you go to the kitchen, take all the ingredients, put it into a vessel and heat it or cool it, whatever, then only cake will be ready. I know how to prepare cake, and you sit on the dining table and tell, wait, cake will come. It won't come. Yeah, you see all the videos on swimming and someone will tell, come on, jump in the water and show me swimming. You will drown because you have only the knowledge, you have not practiced it. Clear? So Krishna is telling us very clearly, know the rules and regulation, one should act. Yes, you know everything what Krishna has said and you're not acting, then your work is incomplete. Yeah, there are people, we know Bhagavad Gita, we chant slokas, we all the Bhagavad Gita slokas we can recite very nicely, we can read and explain others, but you're not following, no use, no use, not at all the use. So please think, when will you start your devotional service? Krishna has given all the opportunity. When will you start your devotional service? You might be in any of the stages. Prahlad Maharaj started before birth, when he was in the womb of his mother. Narada Muni, the Saint Narada Muni had given shelter to his mother and him. And because he is the devotee of Lord, he was always glorifying the Lord. And he heard in the womb of his mother this glorification of Lord by the greatest devotee, a pure devotee of Lord, that is Narada Muni. And once he got the knowledge, he practiced that. Even though he was among the demons, he practiced it. He fixed his mind on Sri Krishna. We cannot fix. We don't have so much of strength to fix. We don't have the devotion, the faith, what Prahlad Maharaj had. We doubt ourselves. Okay, I'll pray Narayana, Narayana when there is a problem. Will Krishna come and go? Let me check, let me check. We try to check Krishna. We have doubt on Krishna. But Prahlad Maharaj did not have. So we cannot imitate Prahlad Maharaj. If you have so much of faith as Prahlad Maharaj had, then only you can imitate him. If not, you cannot imitate him. Yes. So we already know there are nine process of devotional service. We have already discussed this in detail, isn't it? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, that is Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dhasyam, Sakyam, and finally Atmanivedanam. You've already started these 3 things. Please start with other things, or you get excelled in these 3 things itself. you will do devotional service and you will go to Sri Krishna. So today Krishna gave us a clear picture whether you have demonic nature or divine nature. Please check yourself. Please check yourself. If you have demonic nature, it's not wrong. We all have it. Yeah. Try to reduce it. You need to act on it. If you have divine nature, very good. Try to improve it even more. Yeah. So Krishna has given the clear instruction in this chapter, a beautiful knowledge which all of us has to know. So a person should know what is wrong in him, isn't it? Once he know what is wrong in him, then only he can correct himself. He thinks that he is always right, then how will he correct himself? Yes. So this chapter is an eye opener to all of us to know whether we have demonic nature or divine nature. Yeah. If anything is falling short for the divine nature, try to correct yourself and bring yourself to that level by developing the characteristics what Krishna has said. Okay. Hare Krishna. So by this, I am finishing today's chapter. Hari Bol. Yes. Anyone has a doubt? Please let me know. Hare Krishna. So tomorrow's chapter is another important chapter where we will discuss about division of faith. So you do devotional service without faith, it is not considered correct, perfect, isn't it? So tomorrow Krishna is going to give us another very important knowledge about division of faith. Yes, any doubts? No doubts? So you all are worried about to check whether you have demonic nature or divine nature. It's really a good practice. Write down all the divine nature, what Krishna has said. Every day you evaluate yourself. Have I become fearless? Am I still scared about my situation? Am I not having faith on Sri Krishna? Yes. Am I envious of Krishna? You try to do it every day. So you will understand whether you are developing a divine nature or not. Hare Krishna. No doubts? No doubts. As you approach the chapter at the end, you will not get the doubts because Krishna is giving clear instruction, isn't it? Yes. But still, you need to ask doubts because I'm not explaining you everything. I'm giving you the limited knowledge. So I request all of you to join to the level 2 so that you understand whatever I explained here, like superficially, you will get everything in detail. So please don't miss the chance of attending the level 2, which is free and which will be only on weekends, not every day, like this level 1. Okay. Hare Krishna. So if you people don't have doubts, then we shall all meet in tomorrow's class. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna. I will, if anybody has a problem to join, they can connect with me.
Ah.
I will help them to join.
Yes.
Yeah.
Level 2 registration.
So, yeah, if there are any problems, then I can help them out. My number I have shared in the chat. I'll share again. You can reach out to me directly.
Yes, for level 2 registration. Any problem if you're not able to register, kindly please contact Chaitra Mataji. She's our admin. She will help you out, okay? Hare Krishna. Yes, Lalita Mataji, Hare Krishna. So Hare Krishna, everyone. We are left with only 2 chapters. Just 2 chapters, yeah. And we finished 18 chapters. And we finished level 1. Okay, and we finished level 1. Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Naveen Prabhuji. Mataji has shared her phone number. Kindly please contact her if you have any problem or you want to know about the levels or the next batch, that is for batch number 41. Yeah, she'll help you out. Yeah, so Hare Krishna all. And thank you for coming to the class, even if it is Dasara celebration holidays. You all made up to the class. I'm very, very proud of you people, and I'm very blessed to be associated with you all. Yeah, thank you so much. So, we'll finish the class. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha Krupa sindhu paya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaura Nitya ki jai. Thank you so much, Chaitra Mataji. Thank you for your
Krishna
understanding,
Mataji.
patience. Hari
Nothing,
Bol.
Mataji. It's so nice to be in the class.
Hare
It's really
Krishna
nice.
Mataji. Thank
Hare
you, thank
Krishna.
you, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna Advait Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Okay, I'll end the meeting. See you all in tomorrow's class. Okay, for chapter number